So we'll get Anthony Freedman up first. If people didn't know, when we started Dream Thoroughbreds, I think it was 2011, we started with the Freedman stable, so we've had a long association with them. Really happy to still be associated with them and support them each year. And Anthony, in his own right, has had a very successful year in the past year, so he's going from strength to strength, and hopefully we can ride off the back of that. So our main horse, obviously running next week in the Group 1 Rupert Clark, is Mr. Sneaky. He pulled up a bit scratchy from last week from the Good 3 surface. Has he sort of come through that over the last week?
Yeah, it took him a few days to get over last Saturday. That track got a lot firmer than everyone thought it would. And look, he has a history with his knee, and we've kept, we treat his knees every prep, but we waited to do it at the right time, and we've done it leading into this race. So he should be at his best next Saturday, and he should improve, but he probably needs to.
And when you say scratchy, is it sort of his action when he walks out of the box on a Monday?
Yeah, a lot of the time in the heat of the battle, you don't see things until they really cool down or have a night for things to show up. And by Monday, he was pretty rough in his action. We sort of suspected he might be, and as I said, we held off doing his knees because we use it as a bit of a chase up the sleep with him. And he was done this week in accordance with the rules, and he'll front up Saturday, probably the best he can do.
And so is his action right today, like as we speak today?
Yeah, look, he gets a pretty immediate response to it. And he'll just have a good gallop Tuesday, and he'll go into the race, as I said, as good as he can do.
Well, he ran, everyone doesn't know, he ran a gallant second last year in the race. He goes in pretty much on the same weight. I think he's going to be around 52 kilos. So hopefully he can put up a big effort this year. If people were watching it, we got beat by Santa Ana Lane last year, which is Anthony's horse. A bit awkward when he walked out to go to the winner's spots while we were going to the second spot. But Santa Ana Lane's gone from strength to strength since then, so it was nothing to be sorry about. We've talked about trying Mr. Sneaky down the straight 6. Does he give you the impression he could handle a straight track?
Look, to be honest, I don't know that you ever know horses until you actually run them. So he does love the bends, which would suggest to me he may struggle with the straight, but it might help his knees. So it's not something we wouldn't try. Maybe after this run we'll look at something down the straight just to keep you happy. We'll see. We'll work it out once and for all.
It would keep me happy. Yeah. There is a race called the Elquas down at Dubai in March. I did watch it. So that's down the straight. Savvy Shields. She's won 3 from 11 starts. Not a bad record, although they've been at provincial level. Her form became a bit more consistent towards the end of last prep. Where do you think she's at? Do you think she can sort of mature more and improve off that?
Look, it's hard to say. I think we've placed her pretty well. She needs to make city level. She's going to improve. But she's had a good spell this time, so she goes back into training actually this week, and that'll set her up to race through that summer period when we all hope it eases off a bit. It gets a bit easy for horses like her. So hopefully she's strengthened up a bit. I'd like to think she would make city level, but again, we'll have to probably place her pretty well.
So you said you were bringing her back sort of next week. When you look at them in the paddock, is there a sort of do you look at them and know when the time is right to bring them back?
Look, some horses spell well and some don't. I've got horses that never spell well, that prefer to be in the stable. So they tend to have shorter spells. Some horses do too well. So you've got to keep an eye on them. With her, it was more about the timing for let the spring go by. And because all the races in the spring are hard, it doesn't matter where you go, there's always seems to be good horses at every level. So hopefully it drops off a bit, which it tends to do after November, and she can have a good prep through that period and pick up a few races.
Yep, okay, so we'll go through a few of the horses that are unnamed, and they're the 2-year-olds that we bought this, or the yearlings last year. They're now 2-year-olds. We've got the I'm Invincible colt. He's had 2 preps at Pinecliff. He seems to be a big, strong, professional type of colt. What has he shown you today?
Yeah, we had a good prep last prep, but we did a little bit more with him, and we had a little bit of pharyngitis in his throat, which a lot of young horses do get. It's nothing at all to be worried about, but we probably had to stop short of what we wanted to do, but we were happy with him. He was a lovely, big, strong horse. I didn't think he was going to make the early races, so best he has the spring out, which he will do. And we'll have another look at him probably in the next 6 weeks.
There's not much pre-Christmas really 2-year-old racing anyway, is there? When you say a colt is a forward type as opposed to a backward type, what does that sort of mean to the average person?
It's hard to put it into sort of, it's a feel thing. Some horses are up and ready to go and know what it's all about, and you're not teaching them much at all. Other horses, they don't get it, they take longer, and generally your 2-year-olds are a certain type, they're more compact, they're mature ahead of the rest. That's where the good early 2-year-olds come from. He's not a horse that I would have said was mature yet, so as I said, he's better off out in the next 6 weeks. Hopefully we get some decent weather and he can grow into himself, and then his next prep we'll get to a good stage with him, and we can work out, start to work out what we're doing.
So he's out of a Group 2 winning sprinting mare. Does he sort of align himself with that pedigree? Does he show you that he's going to be a sprinter?
Probably too early for me to make that call yet. All I know is what we did with him we were happy with, and the riders liked him, which is I always like the riders to come in and give good feedback, which they tend to, the good ones know when they're riding something decent, and 2 or 3 guys came back on him and liked him, so that's news.
We've got the Zebedee colt. If anyone doesn't know, Zebedee is the son of Invincible Spirit, who is also, I'm Invincible is also a son of Invincible Spirit. Zebedee won 5 of his 6 starts as a 2-year-old in the UK, and in his he's got his first season of yearlings in Australia, but he had 3 crops of yearlings in the UK, and he's produced 100 2-year-old winners from those first 3 UK crops, and 60% winners to runners ratio, so he's got an outstanding record in the UK. Obviously the precocious types in the UK, does he show you those sort of tendencies as well?
Yeah, he does actually. He's in at the moment. He's not overly big. He's smaller 2-year-old type, and he's showing that he may well, I don't know if we'll get to the races this prep, but he will get to the races pretty soon.
Yeah, that's my next question, I suppose. Has he finished his prep, or are you going to go on and just push to a trial before you're giving him the break?
We may trial. I haven't really worked that out yet. I've gone as far as I want to go with him without going to the races. I find that a lot of horses get used up to the early races, and you pay the price for that. So, and he's not overly big. It might be better if he goes out, has a good spring out. He might strengthen up a bit, he might grow a bit, and then have a look at him maybe through the summer.
Okay, the Done Deal colt. Lovely athletic type. I really like this horse. He's already had a couple of preps and in pre-training again. He's Dan vocalised he's a reduced choice mare that ran 4th in 2 Gold Slipper lead-ups. Does he show you sort of sharpness in his work today?
He's I was talking to the boys here that were in, and we didn't get that far within the last prep, so I don't want to stand here and tell you what I think based on limited knowledge. So I want to do more within this prep. All we did really was get him moving along. I don't think we even galloped him. So he seems to be the sort of horse that could probably go a bit earlier than not. So, but again, we'll get him in, get him done in this prep, get him through probably a jump out of a trial and see where we're at. The done deals are starting to win a few races now. He's got 3-year-olds, so it's probably not a horse that you're thinking too early with. Maybe he goes to the races sometime.
Yeah, well, he's actually by the same cross as Mr. Sneaky, that high sharp Danehill cross. Is sort of a very similar type to Mr. Sneaky. I think will be more of a miler rather than a stayer. So I think Mr. Sneaky had his first race as a 2-year-old in July, I think it was. So he done deals you would expect to be 3-year-old types. But so you think, Cole, he's got a big frame, stayer's pedigree on his damn side. Does he give you that impression that he looks like a stayer?
Yeah, he's not a horse I'd be pushing along too quickly. Again, we did a little bit with him, not a lot. I think he should probably hang out in the paddock for another month or 6 weeks at least, give him the spring. Have a prep in through those summer months, but I wouldn't think a horse like him would probably even get to the races till well into the year.
And he's actually on a similar cross to Mr. So-and-so, who we just sold to Hong Kong earlier in the mid-year this year. Does he show any similarities to Mr. So-and-so in that regard?
Yeah, they've all got the Say thinks all have a bit of a temperament, which I suspect Say probably did as well. So he's a horse that you've got to get on top of, and you know, if they're a breed that you, if you let them get away with it, they'll get away with a few tricks. But hopefully, you know, this prep he'll settle down a little bit. May have to yell him.
We're not allowed to say that word here. The gelding-free zone.
I've already had that conversation. Yeah, that's certainly something that maybe for him down the track.
Okay. We've got the Ocean Park filly. She's another type that's bred along the staying lines. We've actually got the full brother with Trent and Natalie that we'll talk about shortly, the Ocean Spy, his name is. She's a big gross filly, very similar to a full brother, and that no doubt she's a 3-year-old type. Has she been easy to manage so far? I know we haven't done a lot with her.
No, we've done very little with her. She was quite immature. The more time she has, the better. The breed aren't really showing up till they're 3 or 4. So patience now and hopefully get rewarded later.
Yep, and just going ahead in the spring, the Everest is the big race in Sydney, $13 million this year. You've got 2 horses in it, Shoals and Santa Ana Lane. I personally think that's you're one of the best trainers to get a horse to peak on the day. So does much work go into planning to get the right lead-up races to sort of target them for these grand finals?
Yeah, it's actually quite difficult in this race because it's a Sydney race. Melbourne aren't going to assist with any lead-up races. So in Sydney, I don't think have really got it right yet with their programming into this race. My 2 horses definitely need at least 2 runs before it. They're horses that really don't reach their peak fitness until they've had those 2 runs. So they've both had runs now, and we've been happy enough with their first up runs. Both are probably going to go to Sydney next week and run Saturday week, grand final day, in the Premier Stakes. That's 2 weeks then into the main race. Personally, I think Santa Ana Lane's probably more suited, and I think he seems to have reached a really high level now, and what I've seen with him, but his first up run was very good. His second up run should be good, and he can, you know, if conditions suit, he wouldn't be a sort of chance of winning the race.
Sounds like we need to get a special of Jackson to St Anna Lane. St Anna Lane won the Goodwood last year. Was it always the plan to go to Queensland for the strategy, or was that just an afterthought?
Look, up until then he wasn't a horse you sort of planned too much with because he kept getting beaten. But his win was so good in the Goodwood that, I mean, we had made the nomination, so clearly it was something we were thinking about. But, and he was in rare form 3 weeks, I think, from one to the other, which was good timing to get him got a flight to Brisbane, which helped. And he maintained, it's one of those things, when horses are in rare form, as he was, you need to capitalise.
You did that. All right. Well, I don't know, do you feel a sense of pride knowing that you're a trainer that has 2 runners in such a big race? I knew that would be his answer. But I think he should feel very proud. I personally think it's a wonderful achievement for a trainer to have 2 runners in against these big stables in Melbourne and Sydney, and the numbers that Anthony's running is a lot lower than these other big stables. So I think it's an excellent achievement. Well done. Thank you very much.